Hey guys, in this video I'm going to show you how to solve the 2x2 Rubik's Cube. Now, before we actually start off with the notation and anything like that, let's just real quickly mention that the 2x2 is the same thing as a 3x3, except the 2x2 is just the corners of the 3x3. So if you already know how to solve a 3x3, it should not be very difficult to learn how to solve a 2x2. So now let's go ahead with the basics. The color scheme is white is opposite of yellow, green is opposite of blue, and red is opposite of orange. Now this is something to keep in mind because there are no centers on the 2x2, unlike the 3x3, which has a center that defines that face. So this is going to come in very handy to know this color scheme when we are solving the 2x2. Next, we're going to go over the pieces, and it should be pretty simple. There are only corner pieces on the 2x2 on each face. There are 4 of them. And then lastly, here, let's go over the notation. This is right clockwise, up clockwise, front clockwise, left, down, and the back. Now for counterclockwise. Right counterclockwise, up counterclockwise, front counterclockwise, left, down, and the back. So now that we have the basics down, let's jump right in and solve our 2x2 Rubik's Cube. The first step in solving the 2x2 Rubik's Cube is to get the first layer. Now, since we do not know which face is which color, we can just pick a face. So we're going to start with white, and it looks like this is going to be the best face for white, because there are 2 white pieces already on that face. So now we just need to go ahead and get the last 2 pieces on. So we have this white corner piece that needs to go on this white face, so we can simply rotate it over. So now we know that this white piece needs to go here. So we can simply rotate it out of the way, bring this side down, move this white piece back over, and move it back up. So now for our last white piece here, we can simply rotate it over, and we know that it needs to go right here. So we can move it out of the way, bring this side down, move this white piece back over, and move it back. So as you can see here, we've solved our first layer, but we have not done this correctly because these pieces do not match up. Only one side has that pair. This is the same thing as solving the first layer on the 3x3. Just ignoring the edges, we have solved the corners on the first layer. The corners need to be the same color. This same concept applies for the 2x2 as well. So what we're going to do in this case is we're going to go ahead and put the solved pair to our left. And then we're going to take out this piece because it needs to go here. So we have this piece coming down, move it out of the way, and then move this back up. So now we have this piece in this bottom layer, which is where we want it. So we can go ahead and rotate it over so that it's right below where it needs to go. And another way you can tell if you're putting the piece in the correct position is you can look at its opposite. Its opposite is orange, and it's matching up with this orange corner right here. So we know that this white corner piece needs to go right here. So we can go ahead and move it out of the way, bring this side down, take out this corner piece that's in the incorrect position, and put the right one back in, and then move it back up. So now we know our last corner piece has to go right here. So instead of just rotating it over like this, we can just simply leave it over here, move this side down, bring the white corner back, and then move it back up. So we have solved our white face. Another case you might run into when you're solving your first layer corners is when you have all of these corners are opposites. So we need to get them in the correct position. So for example, this white, blue, and red corner needs to go over here. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and take that corner out and put it on this bottom layer. To do that, we'll just rotate this side down, move this corner out of the way, and then move this side back up. So now we have this corner in this bottom layer, so we can go ahead and put it up here. To do that, we rotate it so that it is right below where it needs to go. And we can also see that it is in the correct position because these two pieces match up. So then we can go ahead and move it out of the way, bring this side down, and take out the incorrect placed corner piece, move the correct placed one in, and move it back up. Lastly here we have this white, orange, and green corner. We need to rotate it so that the orange is on the orange side. So you can see here now that it's matching. We can go ahead and move it out of the way, bring this side down, move this bottom layer back over, and move it back up. So as you can see here, we have solved our 2x2 Rubik's Cube's first layer. The next step in solving the 2x2 Rubik's Cube is to solve the last layer here. And a good way to remember which color this is our color scheme. White is opposite of yellow. So we know this is going to be yellow. So what we need to do is we need to find the pattern that the yellow corner pieces are in. There's two on the right side and two on the left side. We're going to do the same thing we did on the 3x3 Rubik's Cube, and that was do one algorithm that would eventually get all of these pieces on the yellow face. This is that same case here. So what we're going to do is we're going to make sure that we have a yellow corner piece in this left position right here. And we're going to hold yellow as our up face, and then we're going to go ahead and do this algorithm. Right clockwise, up clockwise, right counterclockwise, up clockwise, right clockwise, up 2 times, and then right counterclockwise. So as you can see here, we have one yellow corner piece in the bottom left-hand corner, and one yellow corner piece facing us on the right-hand side. Now this is the exact same case right here as the fishy on the 3x3. As we can see here, without the edges, this is the exact same thing. We have one corner in the bottom left-hand corner, and we have one corner facing us on the right-hand side. So these are both the same cases, with this, except the 2x2 does not have the edges. So we're going to go ahead and hold the cube so that we have the yellow corner facing us on the right-hand side, and the yellow corner on the yellow face in the bottom left-hand corner. And we're going to go ahead and do that algorithm one last time. The algorithm is right clockwise, up clockwise, right counterclockwise, up clockwise, right clockwise, up 2 times, and then right counterclockwise. So as you can see here, we have solved our yellow face. The last step in solving the 2x2 Rubik's Cube is to solve this second layer here. Now this case right here is the same thing as this case right here. We have two corners that are solved, and then we have two corners here that are not solved. Same thing back here. Now notice on the 2x2 there are no edges, so the edges do not apply in this case. When you have this case right here, we're going to hold the most solved face on the back, and that face is blue. And we're going to go ahead and do this algorithm to solve this last layer. Right counterclockwise, front clockwise, right counterclockwise, back 2 times, right clockwise, front counterclockwise, right counterclockwise, back 2 times, and then right 2 times. So now we just move this up face once, and we have solved our 2x2 Rubik's Cube. Now there is another situation you will run into when you have this last layer case here, and I'll go over that next. The last step in solving the 2x2 Rubik's Cube is to solve this last layer here. Now I already went over the first situation you might have. Now this is the second one. This one is where you have none of these corners are the same color. Red and orange, blue and green, orange and red, green and blue. So we have to do that same algorithm twice that I showed you before. Now this case right here might not look familiar, but in reality it is. Because in the 3x3, this is the exact same case where none of the corners are the same color on one face. So it's the exact same case, it's just that there are no edges on here. So you're going to go ahead and do that algorithm that I showed you previously twice to solve this cube. And it does not matter how you hold it as long as yellow is your up face. So I'm going to go ahead and do that algorithm. Right counterclockwise, front clockwise, right counterclockwise, back 2 times, right clockwise, front counterclockwise, right counterclockwise, back 2 times, and then right 2 times. So as you can see here, we now have one pair of corners here, and we have one solid face. So we're going to go ahead and hold that face as our back face. And with yellow as our up face, we're going to do this algorithm one last time. Right counterclockwise, front clockwise, right counterclockwise, back 2 times, right clockwise, front counterclockwise, right counterclockwise, back 2 times, and right 2 times. So with just one more up counterclockwise, we have solved our 2x2 Rubik's Cube. So that is how you solve the 2x2 Rubik's Cube. If you like this video, hit the like button down below. And please subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate it.